93.5 WVIP, broadcasting loud and clear all over the metro area. For more information on hosting your own radio program, call David O'Shaughnessy at 914-636-1460. For rates and availabilities, that's 914-636-1460. 93.5 WVIP.
The 30 Plus Group presents a Members Appreciation Boat Ride, Saturday, September 2nd at 7 p.m., leaving the World's Fair Marina aboard that Paddle Wheel Queen. Limited amount of $30 tickets available. I repeat, limited amount of $30 tickets available right now. It's going to be $60 at the pier. This is probably the most affordable boat ride in New York. Plus, it includes dinner, music by DJ Mike and Super Prince. Again, the date, Saturday, September 2nd.
New York's Caribbean Voice, 93.5 WVIP.
Boat ride in New York ever. All right, then. I'm told we're live. How are you folks? Monday morning, it's 9:03 a.m. and welcome to another edition of the Brad San Squeeze Show. I have to first start. It's the San Squeeze Show. Squeeze is not stuck in an elevator today. He is not fishing. Squeeze is not, what were some of his other excuses, strong manly guy?
He's building a club.
Building a club somewhere. He had to go cut some wood somewhere. He took a walk in the park once. The Uber was late. Had to fill up the Ferrari with gas, he told me once.
Stuck in the elevator.
Yeah, stuck in the elevator is a big one of his excuses. But today, he actually has a real excuse. It's his birthday, so happy birthday, Squeeze. He's taking the day off today. He's not a day older than, he claims 24. Some people think he's over 400 years old. Nobody really knows. He's been around a long 24.
I'm older than Squeeze.
You're older than Squeeze.
He has aged terribly.
He's yeah, 24. The man doesn't look 24, does he?
No.
That's what he claims. That's what he claims. He does not age very well, does he?
Not at all.
No.
What happened to Black Don't Crash?
well, you know, he always.
Who wants to say 24 years old?
Happy birthday, Squeeze.
Well, happy birthday, Squeeze, nevertheless. And we're live on Facebook. If you can ask the guys in Squeeze's studio to please share with on Squeeze's page. And I do have to say good morning to everybody out there: Orlando, Carol, Candy, Vina, Tamika, Queen of My Castle. Good morning, and Tanette So Blessed, Christine Lewis Anderson, everybody who's watching us on Facebook Live. Good morning to everybody. Are we live on YouTube? I should check that out, right?
We're live.
Yeah, let me see. Did your parents ever call it the boob tube, Kyle? While you watching the boob tube?
No.
Never watched, never called it the boob. You ever hear that?
I've heard it
Yeah.
like on TV.
Just on TV.
Never in real life.
All right. And Wet Sugar watching us on YouTube. Georgia Green, good morning. Marissa, always watching us on YouTube. And we have a special treat today because Strong Manly Guy is on camera. So if you want to check out Strong Manly Guy, he took over one of the camera seats today.
Yeah.
He wore his Spar and Bernstein gear. So welcome to being on camera, Strong Manly Guy.
I leveled up.
Yes, and
First time on camera?
no,
It's
not his first time.
It's not.
You got to
Just
talk
not
into
consistent.
not consistent. You got to talk into
mean,
yeah. Just
I
you
can
can pull the
play that.
microphone over a little bit if you want. There you go.
All right, Feather.
All right, and Rebecca, one of our immigration attorneys, fabulous managing attorney here at Spar and Bernstein, also joining us to help me with immigration questions. Good morning, Kim, producer.
Good morning.
How
good
are
morning.
you? How are you all? And we have 12 open lines right now, so if you call, you will get on the radio. 1-800-529-5465. My voice sounds a little raspy. I have a bad cold and flu-like symptoms I caught over the weekend. Some vacation I had this weekend, right? In bed.
That is no good. You can't catch
Yeah.
a cold on vacation.
Yeah, but I did. And so I'm on heavy Advil cold and sinus pills right now, which has cleared me up a little bit.
So it should make for an interesting show then.
Should make for an interesting show. 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. Please call. We have 12 open lines right now, so if you call, you will get on the radio. 1-800-529-5465. And by the way, that telephone number, Rebecca, welcome. I think I welcomed you already.
Yes.
That telephone number is also the telephone number not only to get on the radio, as you know, but it's also the number to call to schedule an appointment with us. It is also the telephone number to call to save. If you just need a good lawyer saved in your phone, to call that same number. 1-800-529-5465. We have 12 open lines, so if you call, I promise you, I promise you.
I want to talk to all of you.
Yes,
so please call.
Yes, I promise you will get on the radio. 1-800-529-5465. Good morning. I'm a survivor. Dawn Harriet. We have like a steady group of people who just like to watch me yell a telephone number and then talk to Strong Manly guy on the side. We call him the Brad Squad, but I think shortly we're going to call him the Strong Manly Guy Squad.
No.
No, not at all.
I think Brad Squad has a better ring to it.
Is this your official alias?
Well, he started off as SMG, which is a social media guy.
But there was already an SMG.
But there was always already an SMG, so we had to come up with a new, what does SMG stand for?
All right.
So we came up with it as Strong Manly Guy instead of social media guy.
Not very strong and manly, but that seems a little random.
Exuding strong manliness.
Right, and
When
it's also very random for me to keep calling him that. Why is Brad calling him that name?
When people walk through our office and they see us, they say, "Hey, SMGs!" Like that.
Right.
That is now our only names as a collective group.
Right. Yeah, because you do walk when you walk to the back of the office. You walk through the social media area now where we kind of moved you. All right, 1-800-529-5465. Let's see what's happening in the news while we're waiting for people to call. In politics, as everybody knows, the Grim Reaper has left the White House. Right? That's how they portrayed him on Saturday Night Live, the Grim Reaper.
And that's a true president. So now apparently the true president is out of the White House.
Yes, because I think Time Magazine had him as like Man of the Year or something, or the most powerful man, or I forgot what Time Magazine put him as, but he was on the cover in February.
I think something either stating explicitly or very strongly.
Yeah, or maybe the most evil man. I'm not exactly sure which one.
The puppeteer or something like that.
Right. So he's gone. I think it's probably a direct response to what happened in Charlottesville. And nobody's shedding any tears for this guy. And Trump disbanded his business panel of CEOs. Yeah, it's probably not a good look for Walmart to be on a panel, or I don't know what other companies were on that panel. I know Walmart dropped out, but it's probably not a good look, probably to alienate half of their shoppers.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Probably it's not good for business. All right, maybe good for politics for Trump, but it's probably not good for business. Yeah. So when you're alienating more than half of the people who actually come and shop in your business or do business with your business, it's probably not a good idea to be associated with the guy who's alienating you, Mr. Trump. So I think that's why it kind of disbanded. So long to the business panel for Trump. So long to Bannon. I think people lasted longer in The Apprentice than some people have lasted in this White House.
Bannon was my pick to win this year's Apprentice.
Yeah.
Very disappointed.
Is that what we're calling the federal government now? This is just like
kind of is.
Federal government.
It's like high stakes Apprentice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So then, what else is happening? By the way, we have 12 open lines. So if you do call, you will get on the radio. 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. In immigration news, a airline mechanic staffing executive. Well, he is an executive. He pled guilty in an immigration fraud case. It says here, Max Quinteros Jr. of San Diego took a plea deal in federal court to charges that he made false statements to get green cards for his company's employees. And he collected $560,000 from 85 airline mechanics to help them get legal permanent residence. So can we do the math how much each person paid this executive to get a green card? What would that be? That would be about $5,600, about $7,500 probably, right?
Over $50K.
Yeah.
Maybe some of them were paying more.
I don't know. Can we do the math there? I'm very bad at math.
That's a lot of money.
Almost
for an airline.
$7,000
Yeah,
per
that's what I
person.
said. Oh, I did. I was close. I said about
yeah.
7,500. So, how much was it?
65.88.
65.
Yeah.
All right, so he charged everybody. He charged each person, the executive, the boss. You pay me $6,500, and then maybe I'll sign the papers to get you a green card. We're not sure exactly what happened beyond that, although we do know
65,000.
65,000 or 6,500.
560,000 divided by 85 is 6,588.
Yes. Okay. All right. Yeah. So he paid him. Each paid him about $6,500. I don't know why eventually he got caught. I don't know if he did because he did 85 mechanics, and the immigration service said, "Wait a second, why is this mechanic shop sponsoring 85 people?" I'm not exactly sure. But when you do a job sponsorship, it is actually the responsibility of the employer to pay their share of the fees, which would be their share of the lawyer's fees, as well as all the advertising and filing fees.
That's correct.
For the employment-based petition, and they can't take a fee. They're actually offering you a job.
Right.
Okay, so
it says explicitly on the form.
You got to talk into the microphone.
It says explicitly on the form. Was I paid? Did
Money
I receive money
to do this
for this sponsorship?
Right.
If you check no, you are certifying.
You're
did
right.
not,
It's under
oath.
penalties of
Yeah.
perjury in basically like
That's correct, yeah.
putting your name on the Bible. So he's going to jail for fraud. Let's see what else is happening. Bronx man chokes his mother's ex to death. Where'd you see this one? This was in the Daily News.
It was.
Okay. So the Bronx man chokes his mother's ex-boyfriend to death after seeing him beat her, and yet he's still charged for manslaughter.
I thought it was a teenager.
Well, no, he's an 18-year-old.
He's 18 years old.
18 years old, Louis Mo, M-O-U-X, Mo.
Moo.
French maybe, Haitian maybe. Intervened in his mother's argument with his ex-boyfriend when the ex started beating her. Louis, a 220-pound offensive lineman for his high school football team, pulled the man off his mother, wrapped his arms around his neck until he died. There is the manslaughter. It's one thing to say it's self-defense. It's one thing to say at least based on the facts that's being presented here in the Daily News. It's one thing to say it's self-defense because I'm protecting myself. But now you've pulled the man, and let's say in the process, I guess, of pulling the man off of the mom and getting him away from the mother, he bangs his head or something and dies. Well, that's kind of more of a self-defense thing, although he was not actually being attacked. But he came to the self-defense of somebody else. But I think after there comes a point where it goes from you being defensive to you becoming offensive.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, at some point, maybe he didn't have to die to protect your mother. Maybe.
I feel like this is a story that recurs in these kind of domestic violence situations.
Right.
A family member or the spouse or partner themselves tries to defend themselves. Maybe they buy a gun to protect themselves, and then it turns into them being charged with, very severe crimes.
So,
Really tragic.
hopefully, Louis or Louis' mom saved our telephone number, and I'm saying this seriously because we have really two fantastic criminal defense attorneys.
That is true.
And you know what I'll do is I'm going to bring them on tomorrow. I'm going to have David Marino come on tomorrow. I'll speak to him. I know they're in court today. And see what he thinks about this. That's my 2 cents on it, that, at some point it becomes defensive, and now you've stopped the offense against your mother and you continue to choke, or I guess that's the allegations against the guy.
But what if the guy's still fighting back? I mean, I guess that you could reasonably be fighting back until you die, right?
We don't know. So we can assume things, but at some point when it stops becoming defensive and it becomes offensive in nature, that's when you are committing a crime. But we'll have David Marino come on and talk more about it. He is the former district attorney in Manhattan, so he certainly knows both sides about what it takes to prosecute somebody and also what it takes to defend somebody as well. And the telephone number to call to get on the radio, we do have 12 open lines still. Seems like I took a day off and nobody seems to have any immigration questions, or they're all cooking right now.
Everyone got their green card already.
No. They're all cooking breakfast right now, so they don't want to leave the stove area to call to get on the radio.
Pick up your cell phone.
Yes.
Stay at your stove with your cell phone.
Yeah,
Give us a call. Just keep stirring. You know.
And the telephone number to call is 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. And what else is happening here in immigration? Attorney Jeff Sessions, he's another
big favorite of all immigrants in the country.
Yeah, he's another Grim Reaper type dude. You know, guy in a skeleton outfit and like a hook. He's one of those guys. He makes a sweeping attack on Chicago's sanctuary city policy. Well, that doesn't mean anything. He just stood up and made a speech. Big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, and he lambasted, Squeeze loves that word, Attorney General Sessions lambasted Chicago and its political leaders yesterday, and he tied local policies on undocumented immigrants to soaring crime rates. That is not the reason for soaring crime rates in Chicago. Soaring crime rates in Chicago has to do with a dysfunctional police department and
inadequate investments by the city.
Yeah, but also it's all about their policing and they actually the police were actually doing their own protesting by not enforcing laws and doing what they were supposed to do to help their citizens. And as a matter of fact, I should bring in, I got to look it up. I find the statistics again. I don't have them off the top of my head. But as a percentage of crime, people who commit crimes, the percentage of people who are born in America commit larger percentage of crimes than it is people as a percentage of people who were not born in America. So if we are concerned about the high crime rate and protecting ourselves, if that was the reason, we should be deporting the Americans, not deporting.
I can think of a few that we
not
can
deporting,
right away.
not deporting the people who were
Sessions on the plane.
who were not born in America, and that is a true statement that a larger percentage of crime is committed by Americans than non-Americans. Not to say that non-Americans don't commit crimes.
Sure.
So. Yeah, I guess.
The statistics don't show.
Yeah, I guess the argument would be yes, but there would be one less murder if we didn't have any immigrants here. Yes, there would be one less murder, but as a percentage of people, and saying, okay, who should we be more scared of?
Americans.
You know, when you're walking down the street, should I be more scared of?
I'm more scared of you, Brad.
That is true. Should I be more? You know, when I'm walking down the street, is it more likely that I'm going to be assaulted by someone who was born in America versus someone who was not born in America? It is more likely that I will be assaulted by an American.
Yeah. I actually pulled up those statistics.
You did?
I did. Among men ages 18 to 49, immigrants were 1/2 to 1/5 as likely to be incarcerated as those born in the U.S.
That is right.
Across all ages and sexes, about 7% of the nation's populations are non-citizens, and they make up only 5% of the total prison population.
Right, yes.
So they're far less likely.
You know what, a statistic that I find Republicans or Republican supporters like to bring out instead? They don't focus on that. They instead say, well, look at the high rate of crimes committed by undocumented immigrants versus documented immigrants. I'm like, okay, of course, that may be true because you're more likely to commit a crime as an undocumented immigrant than a documented immigrant.
Why are you more likely?
Well, because you don't have access to good jobs, you don't have access to necessarily the same resources. But that's getting away from the point that there's no higher likelihood as an immigrant generally.
Right.
It's much higher if you're American citizen.
It's not even a close. It's not even a close comparison.
Not even close. But
so,
they always like to raise this fear of the people.
Well, here it is. Jeff Sessions raising fear.
Yeah.
He says he tied local policies on undocumented immigrants to soaring crime rates, and he threatened to withhold federal police grants if the city does not change. Chicago has sued the Justice Department last week, claiming the threat to withhold funding is illegal. And he also praised Miami for their strict enforcement of federal. I didn't know Miami has strict enforcement of federal.
They declared themselves to not be a sanctuary city.
Miami is not a sanctuary
I
city.
think shortly after the inauguration, I believe, they said we're not.
So if Miami comes across, if you live in Miami and you get arrested, you're going to be handed over to.
That's surprising.
Surprising. Wow, I didn't think. That's actually pretty silly of Miami because
there's so many immigrants.
There's so many immigrants there. No one's going to call the police. But there's going to be a lot of crime that goes unreported. Perhaps fires that go unreported. Library books that don't get returned. Lots of
domestic violence.
Lots of domestic violence. Yeah.
That's been a huge issue.
All right, so we're 15 minutes into this, and probably the longest time we've ever done the Brad and Squeeze show ever in the history of my lifetime, where nobody seems to have an immigration question. So if you call right now, you will get on the radio, 1-800-529-5465. And by the way, everyone's complaining we can't hear the lady very well.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So
okay.
you do have to talk
I'll
into
talk
the microphone.
Closer to the microphone.
Thank you very much.
No. That's why I scooted it back because we were talking over it.
Oh, is that it?
Okay.
We're better now?
Better?
Hopefully. Okay. 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Let's go to Merrick. Merrick.
Oh, yes. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Yes, I have a question, right?
Go ahead.
I'm about to put in my papers, right? But I'm just asking, is a case where I should put in, along with all the necessary documents, mean that the fingerprint as well as the medical as well, if that's okay, or if that's a good thing to do?
Well, two things. Number one, yes, you should put in all your documents. Two, you're not putting in a fingerprint, so I'm not sure exactly what you think you're doing. Tell me what you're trying to do.
All right. I got married recently, so I'm here and I want to put in my papers and stuff like that.
All right.
To get my citizenship, whatever the case may be.
You mean your green card? Yes, you put in all your papers at once. The I-1.
He's jumping ahead.
Yes. The I-130, the I-45, the affidavit of support, the work permit, the advance parole, the whole shebang. Along with, yes, you take a medical exam and you submit it. And you submit your copies, not originals, of your marriage certificate and birth certificates, and proof your wife is a citizen, and proof that you made a legal entry into the United States, and prior divorces or death certificates of prior spouses, and your wife's tax returns, and a job letter, and a bank letter, and I can go on and on and on. But yeah, you got to submit it all.
How many documents is that?
I went through at least 40 or 50 at this point off the top of my head. So, yeah, you need to do it all. But what you will not be doing is submitting a fingerprint.
No, you will
because
not.
they will fingerprint you. But guess what will happen is you will never even get to that point of fingerprinting if you don't submit everything.
That is correct.
Okay.
All right, so hold on if you need help.
They will
Hold
send
on.
it back to you.
I think at the bare minimum you need a consultation. At a bare minimum. Hold on one second. 1-800-529-5465. That is the number to call Spar and Bernstein. It's also the number to call to speak to Rebecca.
Hi,
Strong, manly guy, Brad, myself, Kim, if she wants to jump in. Squeeze is birthday today. Happy birthday, Squeeze. I wish I had a birthday song to... Nope, nothing queued up here on birthday songs.
Well, really, that means that we should all be singing Happy Birthday.
Yeah, no, but we will not sing Happy Birthday to Squeeze.
The look of dread over
Yes.
everybody's face.
Yeah, we will
If
not...
Squeeze wants to be sung to, he can show up
Yeah,
on his
can
birthday.
you imagine...
Rebecca, that's real.
Can you imagine looking at Squeeze's face, wherever he is, if he's watching, and we just start singing Happy Birthday? Can you imagine the disgust and his shaking his head on his face?
Yeah,
We will not be doing that.
He would have a look very similar to
Yeah.
the look he has about 45% of the time here.
All right, Michael, you're on. What can we do to help you?
Morning, guys. How are you doing?
Good. What's going on?
Okay. So, I was a green card holder. My mother filed for me, right?
Right.
And I got married after I got my green card. And my wife is living here. She overstayed on her visa, right? And we sent in the paperwork just to apply for a green card, but it was pending until I became a citizen. So I recently became a citizen, and we are now thinking about sending in the adjustment of status. But we got a paperwork from the immigration stating that the file it has Kingston on it instead of here in the States.
Yeah, it got
Is
sent
that
to
a
the
problem?
National Visa Center.
Yes, it is. It is. Did you file the adjustment application?
No, not yet.
All right. So this is what's going on. You filed an I-130 visa petition, and you're just kind of following along what the National Visa Center is sending you.
Right.
And you have now scheduled your wife to return to Kingston, Jamaica for a visa appointment.
Which she should not
Which
do.
she should not be doing without a provisional waiver, which takes a long time. What you need to be doing is writing the National Visa Center and saying, "Dear sir or madam, my wife, whatever her name is, will be adjusting her status in the United States. Please transfer the file to USCIS." Now, they will write you a letter saying, "Wonderful, we'll do that." And after the file gets transferred, it's going to sit there in storage for the rest of eternity unless you do something else, which is file an adjustment application.
Okay.
All right. So sounds like you need help. That's what it.
Yeah.
Hold on. All right. 1-800-529-5465. I think I hogged the first two questions, Rebecca. As
okay.
I'm going to let you take Miss Wellesley.
Can you turn the callers up a little bit?
Turn the callers up a little bit. How's that? We don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't.
Perfect.
Right, Miss Wellesley,
Am I near?
you're on the radio.
Or-
All right.
What is this going
Okay,
on
I'll
today?
take
What's
this one.
one? Rebecca, this one's for you.
All right, Joe.
Hello?
Yes.
Oh, hello. I wanted to ask about American immigration policy. So,
We're not talking about policy. I already saw where that was going. 1-800-529.
Do you think that was a reactionary?
Yeah. 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465.
I want to talk about immigration policy
Yeah.
too, Brad.
All right.
I think we need comprehensive immigration reform.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is not a show, by the way, about policy.
Right.
This is a show about helping people. So if you want to be a jackass and just call, you can. But this is really just a show about helping people.
There are lots of other shows
Yeah.
you can call in for that.
Exactly. Let's go to Maxwell. Maxwell.
Hey, Brad.
Yeah, what's up?
What's up? I'm all right. I fought for my mom
Right.
last year, right?
Right.
But before that, she came here on a visit, and on the phone, she was asked if she was married. I said yes. But back home in Ghana, they have this traditional marriage, which is not entering through the court, but then it's a marriage. So I fought for her, and I said she was married. When she went back home this year, they went to the court and got married. So the thing is now in a national visa center. Would it be a problem?
I don't think that will be a problem. I understand, where you're coming from. Like the information given at the time was not 100% correct, but it doesn't really affect the case. So even though the consulate in Ghana, can sometimes get hung up on issues like that, I can't see that being something that they wouldn't accept, a reasonable explanation about, because it doesn't affect your sponsorship of her. And at the end of the day, she is now married. You will answer that, truthfully on the application when that's sent in. But I would maybe give an explanation of that even up front.
What was the issue?
He wrote she was married, but she was not legally married at the time. His mother. It doesn't affect the outcome of the green card.
Who sponsored him?
Son for mother.
Right. Yeah.
I am sponsoring her,
Right.
and
but you want to make sure it gets straightened out right, because
you don't want to seem like you're hiding.
You're hiding something, or there's a misrepresentation issue. So I would suggest what you should really do is come see us, so we take care of it properly, so there's no misrepresentation issues.
For the consulate.
All right.
Yeah. Brad, you did my divorce thing about it. 4 years ago, you did my divorce with Adam Handler. I don't know if he's still with you guys, Adam Handler.
No, he's not.
Okay, yeah, he did my divorce, and you did my immigration, and I'm now a citizen. So,
all right, wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, wonderful.
So,
Hold on one second. Hold on. All right, 1-800-529-5465. That's the number to call to get on the radio. Let's go to Jonathan.
Hey, I just wanted to say something. Can the cotton picker go back to the plantation?
Oh my God. Was that real? What?
Yeah.
It's Monday.
It's Monday.
What are people thinking this morning, you guys?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You know what's crazy? This show.
What?
Oh, it's like almost if you don't hear an accent, you got to be on your
You
guard
know,
immediately.
exactly. You're like, I don't like what you're. What
Does
this
this guy have like anything else to do?
Yeah.
What is really wrong with people? People need more like things in their life. I just don't understand.
And we've been kind of getting, I feel like, more in the last couple of weeks of.
Well, now they don't want to go to
Joe,
rallies anymore.
let's see what Joe has to say.
Oh, hey, I called in earlier and I mentioned policy and you cut my line, so I'm not going to say policy this time. But I would just like to talk about how I know some callers are talking about marriage and everything, but there's like 1 million illegal immigrants who are in here with illegal marriage claims. What would you do about that?
There's 1 million. You know of 1 million people who are here with illegal
I
marriage
know
claims?
Yeah, there's 11 million here.
With
There's
illegal
11
marriage
million
claims?
filthy niggers in America. Fucking niggers.
Oh my God.
Let us
What?
apologize to our callers for this language.
Did this get shared on some sort of like Reddit subreddit horrendous situation?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, now they're getting
We have no time for such things.
They were all ready to protest. They got all like hopped up,
Right.
and you know they're racist testosterone
We need
humping
Squeeze
from
here.
going in the streets.
We need Squeeze.
What was Squeeze gonna tell?
I feel like
Yeah, and it's like
radio
you're
show
outnumbered
I feel like
25
everyone's
to 1.
intimidated by Squeeze. We don't get these callers. And then Squeeze is sitting here.
Why am I not intimidating enough? Guys, don't call in.
Rebecca is very intimidating and will track you down.
Squeeze, like,
You can't see all the muscles.
Squeeze takes time to flex.
Right.
While he's on camera, Brad will be
I'm
giving
definitely not.
advice, and Squeeze will just be looking at his muscles.
Are just as big as
One time I was talking to Squeeze and he just randomly dropped down and did 50 push-ups.
You know, probably the best way that people can, deal with this is you literally call with a real question.
That is,
You literally call with a real question.
you are an immigrant who wants your real answer, your real questions answered.
I love that these like all very clearly ignorant people are calling in about the millions of fake marriages that they 100% know about.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are immigration lawyers. I go to, I would say, between 5 to 10 interviews a month with immigration,
Right.
with real marriages. And I know how hard immigration screens these cases, because there are cases of marriage fraud. It exists, so, we all know about. Immigration screens, and they ask tough questions. People are not getting through with fake marriages, because immigration is looking out for it.
They know about it.
They know about it. They're on the
Right.
lookout. So
There are people with real marriages that don't get through.
I was just about to say, it's
There are-
hard enough
there
to
are-
pass
yeah,
them.
There are people with real marriages that don't get through.
Amma said that it's because of the eclipse that we're getting so many crazy people
No,
today.
no, I think it's
Mercury's in retrograde.
No,
There it
no,
is.
I'll tell you the truth. I think it's that this public discourse was not allowed until recently.
It shouldn't be allowed.
No, but
it's not a
but it's now allowed.
No, you're right.
So because this public discourse, which was not allowed in the past, is now allowed since Charlottesville. And as a result of that, we're going to have to deal with this.
That's
at least
the
for
world we live
at
in
least
now.
for the short-term future, until enough people stand up and say this is not allowed. All right? You want to disagree with immigration policy? Fine. You want to say we don't want immigrants? Fine. But we don't call people racial names. We don't call here to argue about policy. This is just a show about helping people, period. We help people.
He also did not want to discuss policy.
Yeah.
Right. That's the thing
Right.
is, like, if there was a conversation, even that's not really okay for any hate speech or any hate group. But it's not even conversation. It's just spewing your hateful language. What is that going to...
And by the way, this show, this hateful show is brought to you by USA Credit Repair.
We are combating the racists.
Yes.
One call at a time.
One call at a time. That's right.
By getting your credit up.
This is how we protest.
By getting your credit up. All right. So, Kyle, you want to talk about USA Credit Repair?
This is crazy. But I can say, like, for an immigrant, you can still have great credit in the United States.
Right.
And I heard something that was once said by a wise man named Christopher Julius Rock. He said that there's nothing a racist person with a penny hates more than a black person with a nickel. So get your nickel today.
That is very true.
That's beautiful.
Improve your credit.
That is very true.
1-800-872-7177. If your credit's under 700, you just have a penny. You need to get your nickel up. 1-800-872-7177 or wefixbadcredit.com.
All right. 1-800-529-5465. Let's take some calls let's take some questions on social media.
All right, we had a very interesting question. It's a long question. Brad, I got married in Vegas on April 28th on a visiting visa, but I never really came here to get married. It just happened. But the problem is I didn't know that I should wait 90 days until I listened to your show. I got married on day 42. Would that be bad for my green card after I get married? I stayed 18 days now, and I'm in Jamaica. What's the best way and the fastest way to get my green card? My wife is filing for her citizenship at the moment. She started the paperwork in March, and she's waiting for an interview. She did get the receipt back. How much longer?
This is the longest. Yeah. All right, so you got married within 46 days, but you're not going to file the adjustment till after 90. Hopefully.
Well, he's in Jamaica, I think now. So
where did he go?
He actually left.
Oh, he left. All right, so let the wife file.
Yeah.
It's no big deal that you get married and then leave. It's the getting married and staying unless you get married more than 90 days after your marriage.
I don't even, people do impulsive things. Obviously, he was in Vegas. There was a lot going on. I wouldn't say you cannot get a green card if you married before you've been here 90 days.
Yeah, I mean,
it's more.
Look at the movie The Hangover. The guy got married in 6 hours and lost a tooth. Right? It ended up with Mike Tyson's tiger in his hotel room. Right.
It's also not like a hard and fast rule about getting married or even the filing. It's about intent. And sometimes you may have to prove, I was in Vegas and sorry I got drunk and it was impulsive and it wasn't my intention to stay. So I wouldn't say that that's, a black and white problem. He should be fine.
Yeah. All right, next.
If I'm married to an American, can we file for my kids when we do my paperwork? It's not his kids biologically.
You would have to file for them separately on a separate I-130 as long as the marriage happened before 18.
Brad, I heard that if
jump in with the answers, that's how it works. Okay.
Brad, I heard that if you want to work on a work permit, you have to be here 3 years. Is that true?
No. What kind of work permit? You definitely don't have to be here 3 years before you get a work permit, and you depends on what kind of work visa, like a non-immigrant visa you're getting. You could get one for 3 years, then extend up to 6 years, but it really depends on what kind of work permit we're talking about.
Good morning. What's the next step after mailing NVC a copy of a police record?
You'll get scheduled for an interview usually if you've sent them everything correctly.
If your boss files for you, how long will it take to get a green card?
Depends, but I would say conservatively a year to year and a half. And it depends on what category, depends on what country you're from. Get a consultation.
How long does it take for filing for children over 21, and what is the overall cost?
Right now it's taking about 6-7 years if they are unmarried, about 10 years if they are married. The overall cost will also vary depending on their situation. We don't talk about fees here.
What?
We don't talk about fees specifically.
No, the fees, it's $535 for an I-130. Okay. I think that's what they're asking.
Yeah.
Right, and then for the National Visa Center
it's
is
$445.
Yeah,
okay.
So of course you have about
a little bit.
You have about $1,000 in filing fees.
Right.
All right. Rebecca, everybody's asking you to yell.
Okay, I'm sorry. Is this better, guys? Can we get some Facebook feedback?
What has?
What?
I'm sorry. This question was ridiculous. All right. If you have a green card and you get arrested for drugs, what will happen?
Depends on what the conviction is. Depends how old you are. Depends when it happens. Get a good criminal defense lawyer and make sure it's someone who works with an immigration lawyer so that you can speak to an immigration lawyer. So before you have any final plea or anything like that, because it could have a serious effect on your green card.
How long does it take to receive a decree from the court after a complete certificate of dissolution in New York for a divorce?
This I'm not sure the answer to. How is it?
What was the question?
How long does it take to receive a decree from the court after a complete certificate of dissolution in New York for a divorce?
If you have a complete dissolution, you go walk to the court the same day and get a certified copy of it.
And good morning. My husband is a U.S. citizen. I'm currently waiting on my interview in Trinidad. My priority date is October 13, 2015. Can you tell me when my priority date will become current?
Your husband is a citizen?
He's waiting for.
No, her husband is a citizen, and she's waiting on the interview.
If you've been waiting since 2015, you got a problem. If your husband's a citizen. You've been filed for 2 years now.
Unless he just got his citizenship.
You have a problem. You've been waiting. Even if you just got a citizenship, even as an F2A, you should be here. So either way, you should be here.
1-800-529-5465. Get some help. Would it be better to file in Jamaica if I? This is for the person with that long question.
Okay.
If I filed in Jamaica and I still travel back and forth, how long would it take? Or should I go to the States and file, which is faster?
Well, if you come here to visit, and then after 90 days you've decided I want to live here, you can get your green card here. If you come to the United States for the purposes of getting your green card, you will be denied, which is what your first question you were concerned about with your quickie divorce in Las Vegas. If you stay back, quickie marriage, I'm sorry. If you stay in Jamaica and your wife files for you, it'll take about a year.
It's about 10, 11 months here too.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it that long now?
Yeah.
All right, 1-800-529-5465, 1-800-529-5465. Today, Kyle, is one of those days where you click on the call, and you got to be quick on the trigger,
Keep your hand on that mouse, Brad.
I got to be quick on the trigger here. Let's see what happens. All right, Steve. Steve?
Yes, good morning, Brad. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I have my stepson in Jamaica. I'm a United States citizen. What do I need to petition for him?
How old is your stepson?
He's 14.
Okay, and you step your son because you got married to the mother?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. So, Rebecca?
You need to file an I-130. You need to show your marriage certificate to show that you were married, well, obviously you're married before he's 18, but you need to show that you're married to his mother. And he's in Jamaica, you said?
He's in Jamaica, right.
Okay, so once the I-130 is approved, it will get sent to the National Visa Center, and you'll need to file additional paperwork with them, and after that's submitted, he will get scheduled for an interview at the consulate, and he'll have to go attend the interview and get a immigrant visa stamp in his passport and come and get the green card.
And the short answer is you start with the I-130 and you submit a copy of your proof you're a citizen and your marriage certificate to your wife and a copy of your stepson's birth certificate. But if you need help, hold on 1 second, all right?
Okay, hold on, Brad. I just want to say you're doing a very good job. I know of a family that was living in poverty, and you help them, and they're having a better life now. So,
thank you,
man. I appreciate
you.
Okay?
Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right.
Hold on 1 second. All right. All right. So at least we have one nice caller for the day, right?
And that to our racist callers.
Yes.
Is what we try to do here as immigration
help
lawyers.
people.
We try to help people have a better life, who contribute to the United States economy and community. And by the way, the racist people, how come they're not at work right now?
Because they definitely don't have jobs.
Because the immigrants took their jobs? Is that why they're angry? Is that why they're angry? The immigrants took their jobs. Maybe they took their jobs because they're morons.
There's a South Park episode just like this where they go, they took our jobs.
If an undocumented immigrant is taking your job and you are a U.S. citizen, you really need to look at what you are doing wrong.
Yes, exactly. All right.
The problem is you.
It's true.
A company would rather take a risk on an undocumented immigrant than you or
I'd rather take someone without a social security number.
And break the law rather than hire you. All right. That really shows how employable you are. All right. 1-800-5. It's a very good point, though. 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. We have more social media questions, Kyle.
Yeah, we do. How long does it take to file for a British citizen who is a husband of a green card holder?
The waiting period right now is about a year and a half, 2 years.
2 years,
yeah,
about 2 years.
Yeah.
I have a friend who got married to a U.S. citizen. She needs an affidavit of support. I have a 2-year green card. Can I help them out? I already met the poverty guidelines.
Yes.
Yes. Anybody with a green card, whether it's a 2-year or a permanent or a citizen, can do the affidavits of support.
Right.
And last question of the moment. How long after an interview will the green card be mailed? The interview is here.
Depends how well the interview
What happened
goes.
at the interview? Did you pass the interview? Basically, you should wait at least 90 days. And if 90 days comes and goes and you don't have your green card, then you know you have a problem.
Yeah, you're probably going to get scheduled for a second interview.
Right.
Or
maybe your fingerprints didn't clear, or maybe there's some other. There could be 100 different reasons why you have a problem. The rule of thumb is this, and this is just my general rule. Go for your interview. You don't know what happens. You wait 90 days. If they mail you a green card, you go celebrate. If they don't mail you a green card, you go see Spar and Bernstein. That's basically the rule, because now you got a problem.
Yeah.
All right? 1-800-529-5465. Let's go to Tiffany.
Hi, Brad. I was calling to find out. My now husband, he overstayed his visa before we got married. Now that we're married and his I-130 is pending, we want to go to my sister's graduation. She's in the military and the Air Force, and she graduates next month. But we all want to go there, but they need our IDs to get on the base. Do you think that will be a problem for him if he only shows his Jamaican visa passport that's not expired? But
where is the base? It's in the U.S.?
The base is in the U.S., yes.
And he's filed his adjustment application?
Yes, it's pending. But he overstayed his visa.
It's okay.
So
did he get a work permit? Didn't he get a work permit?
Not yet. We're still waiting for that. It's been like 4 months.
All right, so
we haven't heard anything yet.
All right, then you screwed up the case, because you should have got your work permit within 90 days. I would suggest you call the Army base. I don't know what their policy is, and say, hey, if I have a receipt notice that I have a pending application for adjustment and my passport, is that enough to get on the Army base to watch the graduation? On a separate note, if you filed an adjustment and it's 4 months and you haven't heard anything, you have a problem. You need to come see me.
Did he go for his fingerprints?
No, he hasn't heard anything, because I have a lawyer here in Orlando, but he sent out an email for everybody that's associated with his law firm that it could take up to 10 months to hear back.
That is not true. That is not for a work permit.
Not to get fingerprints. If he hasn't been fingerprinted after 4 months, that's a problem.
That's a problem. That's a big problem.
Do you have the receipt notices? Do you know for sure that anything has been filed?
Yeah, we got the receipts back for everything that's been filed.
All right,
but
so
we haven't
let me tell you the reality here. The reality is that when you file an adjustment application, you should get a receipt notice back, and these are all approximation dates. In about 3 to 4 weeks, you should be getting a fingerprint between month 1 and month 2, and at the end of month 3, maybe 100 days, a month 3 and a week, month 3 and 10 days, you should be getting your work permit in the mail if everything's done properly. So the fact that you got an email from this lawyer that says it's taking 10 months before you get any documentation, maybe 10 months for a green card interview, yes, but not your work permit. You should be having your work permit within 90 days or thereabouts. And the fact that it's 4 months now leads me to be very concerned about what's happening on your husband's case.
Especially if he hasn't been fingerprinted after 4 months. Because
we haven't received anything.
Yeah, the cards are taking a little bit longer to come, but if he hasn't been fingerprinted, he's never going to get one of the work permit card. So, and he should have gotten that within about a month.
So Brad, what do you suggest that we do? Like if we want to switch lawyers, or
you contact us, and then we'll write your lawyer and say, dear lawyer, you're fired, I'm hired. He'll send me a copy of everything he has done.
In nicer language.
In nicer language than that, obviously. And we'll see what's going on and take it from there and fix whatever the problems are.
Okay, so I'm contacting my lawyer and letting him know that he's fired, or contact you and you
just contact me and I'll contact him.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much.
Okay, hold on one second. She's already fired the lawyer.
Yeah, that was very fast.
Yes.
She made up her mind.
Have the consultation first, then we'll fire him. All right, 1-800.
Lawyer, if you're listening, you're
Yes,
fired.
You're fired, right.
Dear Orlando lawyers
yes.
everywhere.
Yes. All right, let's go to, I don't know who this is. Hello?
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, good morning. I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm awaiting interview for my citizenship.
Right.
But I would like to know if I try to get food stamp for my kids, if it's going to affect the case.
Your food stamps does not affect citizenship for your children.
Especially if it's for your children.
Okay, we want children to be able to eat. I don't think that makes you a bad person.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So there's no problem then, right?
No, not for citizenship. For a green card, different story. But and that's probably even debatable. But
most food assistance is actually
yeah,
fine.
yeah. But certainly not for. There's no poverty guidelines for citizenship.
Yeah.
But I have green card now. I'm just waiting
Okay,
to get my
so then you're fine.
You're fine.
Sleep well.
Okay, all right.
All right, thank you. All right, let's go to Angela. Angela.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
I'm great. My question is, if you already did your thing, well, if you got the work permit and you're moving from Bronx to Queens, how long will that delay your process?
It shouldn't.
It should not.
Because you're staying in the same jurisdiction. You have to let them know.
Oh, Queens might be Long Island.
Oh, Queens may be Long Island. You're right. So, yeah, if you move from Bronx to Queens, you may go to the back of the line. Not for the work permit, but for the green card.
Oh, back of the line, but you.
Yeah,
you
back of the line. Because
it
once
may delay
your
a little
once your file goes and transfers offices. So right now you're at 26 Federal Plaza. When you go to Queens, you're going to be Holtzville, New York. Once your file transfers offices and you let them know you've moved to Queens, they're going to transfer the file to Holtzville, and in Holtzville you'll be at the back of the line. It's as if you're filing again. But, you know, that's life. But ultimately, as long as you get your work permit, you could also get a travel permit. You'll have all the benefits of having a green card. So, you know, if you're moving, that's what it is.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's go to Keshka. Did I get that right?
No.
What is it? What is it? What's your name?
Takesha.
Oh, Takesha. Why'd they call you Takeshka? Boy, they don't know how to type. Okay, all right. Takesha, what's up?
Hi, Takesha.
That sounds better.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Okay, so I have two questions. One is that I just got my advance parole, but when I'm reading the form that they send me, it explains here that parole into the United States is not guaranteed in all cases. I want to travel back home. That's my question. But reading this, it seems like I may go back home. I'm not able to come back.
Well, let me ask you a question. You have a pending adjustment application?
Yes.
Okay. Do you plan, when you return to the United States, do you plan on having drugs in your suitcase as you come back to the United States?
No.
No? Have you ever been convicted of a crime?
No.
Do you plan on robbing anybody while you're away?
Don't. Just
No.
just don't.
Okay, so then I think you're going to be okay. So when they say that on the form, what they're saying is we're not guaranteeing you admission back because you still have to comply with all the other laws, which is don't have drugs, don't be a criminal, come back for a legitimate marriage case, those type of things. But assuming you're in a legitimate marriage, you don't have a criminal record, you don't plan on doing anything bad, you'll be fine. I've never seen anybody stopped just because you know they decide they don't want to let you in. They have to have a valid reason, which is, you know, some otherwise inadmissible offense that has nothing to do with your advanced parole, which would be a criminal record or you have drugs in your bag or something like that. I mean,
the worst I've ever seen happen, when it was someone who did not have some other, you know, serious issue like a conviction or drug offense or something like that, is that one client was flying on like a small airline and they didn't know what this card was and they delayed him getting on the flights for like an hour.
They write that.
It's not a problem.
They write that to cover their own tukuses for smart lawyers like me and Rebecca who are like, let's say you did have drugs in your suitcase. Well, this says it guarantees you back in. Right. So then we would be in court saying, yo, you wrote guarantee back in. So they're basically covering themselves just for situations like that.
Okay.
So don't worry about it. Enjoy your trip. Yes.
No, next question.
Right.
Okay, so I was supposed to start school in September. I just assumed that the advance parole will allow me to start school. When I called the school, they said that I have to have a green card. Is there any way around that?
Most schools do not require you to have a green card.
You have a work permit. You should be able to go to school. The problem is that you won't be able to either enter into a degree program until you get a green card, and certainly not get financial aid.
Yeah.
But I don't need. What if I don't need financial aid?
They should allow you to go in. But if you have a problem, let us know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the specific school's policy is, but that sounds kind of
it's a master's. I don't know. It's a master's program.
All right. Well, if you want, you can come in and we can call the school and see if we can work it out with you.
Yeah.
Come in or call.
Either way.
Either way.
Oh, in Washington, then call, obviously. All right.
Or come visit.
All right.
All right. Hold on one second. All right. 1-800-529-5465. And by the way, we besides taking calls from racists, we actually do help people here as well. So if you want to, you didn't get your immigration questions answered, you didn't get your legal issues resolved, you can give us a call, schedule an appointment to meet with us. The telephone number is 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-LawLink, 1-800-529-5465. In addition, I do have to remind everybody that we not only handle immigration, but we have a fantastic criminal defense department. And we will be talking, I'm going to have Marino come in tomorrow, and we'll talk more about that case we talked about earlier, where the Bronx man chokes his mother to death. Hopefully he has our number saved.
Not his mother. His mother's ex-boyfriend.
Ex-boyfriend.
Yeah,
right, not the mother. Right.
Mother.
And, of course, personal injury, construction accident, save our telephone number, 1-800-529-5465. Divorce and matrimonial law and family court, save our telephone number, 1-800-529-5465. And tax debt relief. If you owe taxes and you want to have your taxes reduced, we're very good at that as well. 1-800-529-5465. We're out of here, and we'll see you back at 12.
The proceeding was informational only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein Law Firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easily remembered, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LawLink. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And, of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LawLink. That's 1-800-529-5465.